Hi everyone, and welcome to another Being Intentionally Creative video. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be today, but there are a couple of things that I thought I would go over with you that I think are really important when it comes to our creativity. I wanted to share with you what I've shared with others in the past about things that I think we need to put aside, not think about when it comes to our creativity, because I believe it can impact what we're doing. So I've made I have notes to one side of me, and I have some things to show you right in front of me. And it's just so that you can get into your head what some of the things are that I think are really important to be put aside when it comes to our creativity. And the very first one I'm going to share with you is this one. Now, if you're someone like me, I am turning 59 this year, and I can honestly say, without a shadow of a doubt, that I have let my age impact my creativity. When we're young and we have our imagination and we are willing to sit and stare at the sky and the clouds, and we can see so many magical things there. And as we get older and we get into school, we are basically made to feel like our imagination, depending on who you are and how you brought up, that can you just put that aside so that we can focus on what, quote, the adults in our world thought was more important and that we really needed to focus in on. And one of the things I want to do for myself, and I want to explain to my clients and to you, is that, you know what? I get being an adult. I so totally do. And probably more of an adult than I really want to be some days. We have to put that aside. We have to be willing to let the little kid in us come out. We have to be willing to have some fun with what we're doing. I feel, for myself anyways, that being an adult can really put a damper on creativity sometimes, because we're always looking at what's everyone else going to be thinking about us. If we do this really wild and crazy thing from a creative standpoint. And even with me, with the other channel that I have, when it comes to my creativity, I always talk about I want to be unique. I want to be different from everyone else. When I'm creating my artwork, I don't want it to be the same as what everyone else is doing. And therefore, I look to do things differently. I want to find that uniqueness that has been missing out of my life for a very long time. It's only been within the last 10 years that I finally went, okay, I got to be me. I got to do things my way, whether anyone else can see it the way I see it. And I think that's fair for anyone. Therefore, when it comes to your creativity, I seriously, wherever that is that you do it, I want you to sort of go, you know what? I can put this aside for a little while and focus in on my creativity and just have fun with it. Let that little kid in you come out again and just have fun with it. Let your imagination, and as long as you're doing things respectfully, as long as what you're doing isn't impacting anyone else or hurting them or whatnot, like, we should be allowed to be kids again. And when we're in that mindset, then we have more ideas that are going to come to us. So I want you to keep that in mind, that sometimes, you know what, it's okay not to be an adult for a while. And I appreciate that there are, single parents out there going, I have to be an adult here. But you know what? I think if you start having fun and sort of put that adulthood aside for a little while, your kids are going to appreciate that. And they're going to get to see and understand that, you know what, it's okay. Every once in a while, we can put being an adult aside. So I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, this is another big one for us adults out there. Responsibilities. I get it. Again, I get it. I have things around here that I have to pay attention to. I have to be an adult. I have to be responsible. But when it comes to our creativity, again, that's something maybe we have to put aside. If we have a spouse or we have a partner, you know what, I'm going down to do X right now. I need you to look after whatever. Or, you know what, we need to get this done. I want to be able to spend a little bit of time being creative. Do you mind doing? So I don't think it's selfish sometimes to say, I need to do for me. I think it's selfish if you're doing that all the time. And some people may disagree with me. But if we want to have fun in our lives and we want to be creative in our lives, then sometimes we have to put something aside till tomorrow. We have to ask for help. And we have to realize it will get done. But you know, this 5-minute window where I want to be creative, I want to do drawing, I want to do some cooking, I want to do some woodworking, whatever it is that you do that's creative. And we're going to get into, and I am going to explain to you just how wide it is, or how vast creativity is, because again, I said in one of my first videos, I don't think people always understand where all the magical places creativity lives. We have to understand though, and again, when I'm working with clients, I want them to realize your responsibilities in this window of time we have to get, we have together. I need you just to sort of put them aside for right now. Your to-do list, can you just put it aside for right now? Or get yourself organized so your responsibilities have been taken care of, and now you can just focus in on, let's chat about your creativity. So, something you have to think about, because it's important that you give yourself the time and you allow yourself, you know what, for right now, these 5 minutes, these 10 minutes, this half hour, whatever it is that you're willing to give to yourself, it's your creative time. And I hope you can appreciate it and learn to enjoy it, knowing that, you know what, when those, whatever amount of time you're giving yourself is up, then okay, I go back, I go do the dishes, I go make the bed, I do the laundry, I sit down with the kids and read to them, whatever that is. Just please give yourself a break from that. Now this next one, hopefully you can read this. Reality. Ooh, this is a big one right now, because I know I have, again, this is something I'm challenged by, is the reality of life and what's out there in the world right now. I get it. Oh, I so get it. I try not to watch the news. And I'm struggling with it. Social media, sucks me in some days. But again, reality can sort of put a tight little whatever around us so that we don't, again, just chill and relax and enjoy our creativity. You know what? When you lose yourself in whatever creative endeavor you're doing, reality is still going to be there when you're done. But wouldn't it be nice if you could just sort of, okay, this is my 5 minutes. And for that next 5 minutes, reality, you can just stay outside. I'll get back to you when I can. And interestingly enough, when I was working in the corporate world, and I would be driving down to work, oh my God, the voices in my head were just insane with, thinking about what I had to do and the conversations I, potentially needed to have or had. And it was like, this is my sort of peacetime, if you will, of driving from home to work. And the same coming back. It's like, why am I so engrossed in the reality of when I don't need to be? I need to focus on my driving for sure. I really need to be able to give myself a break from reality. And I think right now there's so much going on, and I've said it on my other channel. I get it. I so get it. I get it beyond what I really want to get it. But if you can just sort of go, not right now. Again, it's sort of like the responsibility in the adulthood. Can we just put that aside for right now? It's not going anywhere. It's, you may miss, 5 seconds of conversation or 5 minutes of something that isn't as legit as it should be or is. It just smooths the waters, if you will, so you can focus in on your creativity. Okay? That's a challenge. I get it. I think the next one is just as much of a challenge, if not maybe a bit more of a challenge. This beautiful thing called a phone. And mine, here it is, right here. However, and there are some days I don't carry that thing around with me. It stays upstairs so that I'm not distracted by it. Whenever I'm doing videos, it is shut off because I don't want that distraction. When I'm having conversations with people, do you know how distracting it is when someone is using their phone and they're not having that, eye-to-eye conversation with you? And I think that happens with creativity too. We get, if it goes off, I've got to check to see who it is, or it's ringing, it could be something important. The majority of phone calls I get on my phone are spam. Bar none, spam. We are attached to our phones, and I get that. They are like a computer to us. They are our link to the outside world, and maybe too much so at times. But again, they hinder our creativity because we can't focus in on our creativity the way we want to. If that's your life, that's fair. You know, that's, you've got to do you. That's a decision you're making. I totally get it. The reason I like shutting off is, one, I don't want the distraction for myself. I don't want the distraction for those who are watching my videos, because it is annoying if you hear a phone ringing in the background. And for me, being able to shut it off and forget about life, the outside world life, for a while, it is when I can lose myself in my creativity, be it for 5 minutes, be it for 5 hours. And I've done that. There have been days where I am like so focused, time means absolutely nothing to me. I'm not distracted by the phone. I don't care about the phone. If it's upstairs, I mean, I can get back to people. You may not be in a position to just ignore it as much as I can some days, but I tell you, that just sort of, again, calms the waters and makes it so much more beautiful to tap into your creativity, whatever that is. I always share that with people, because when we're chatting, I want them central. I want them focused, because your creativity is incredibly important, and I don't want people to miss out on that. So I wanted to share those 4 things with you. The other thing I sort of want to share with you, and it's just sort of popping into my mind, and you will find that even though I have, you know, pieces of paper like this that I'm sharing with you, I do not script this. I wing it. And I wing it because it comes out so much better. It's more fluid. If I have notes and I'm trying to read them, right? I have notes here, but I'm just sort of briefly glancing at them. You're not going to get my full attention, and you need my full attention. And that's what I want you to have. Something to remember, aside from these 4 pieces that I've shared with you, is Les Brown, who is a motivational speaker who I started listening to, and we're going to be going back about 4 years now. And he said, and it is, and I agree with him, and I'm sure others have said it too, do you know where the richest place in the world is? And he pointed out that it's not the diamond mines, it's not the gold mines, it's not the emerald mines, it's not any of those kind of mines we've got out there. It's cemeteries. And that may sound like a really cold and brutal is the only word that's coming to mind right now. But there are people that have passed away that had so much talent and so much creativity and so much, and never trusted in their creativity. With some people, I think it's just, they just didn't understand how broad creativity was. We have so much to offer, and when we realize all the places creativity lives, then it opens us up to doing some pretty incredible things. And I feel pretty confident that, you know, if we could step back in time, I believe in ghosts, so if I could, you know, if I had that telepathy that I'd really like to have with them, and you may think that's right off in left field, which fair enough, that's fine. I believe that the conversations I could have with people, if I, you know, could explain some things to them, you know, they'd look at the world in a totally different way. They'd be doing things and loving things a lot more. And in this world, there's a lot of negativity. And I feel creativity is a great way of getting some more positive into our lives. And I think it's incredibly important for us as adults, especially those like myself, who, you know, it's taken the last 10 years to fully get it. And I'd like to see people get it a lot sooner than I've gotten it. And just tap into that beautiful world of creativity that you have. And know that, yes, I'm going to mic drop these pieces of paper. I think you can forget about, this for a while. Again, let's do this for a while. For a while. For a while. I'm not asking you to give it up altogether, and I know some of you would say I can't give it up at all. And again, you do you. But I think once you start tapping into that creativity of yours, you might be willing to do it. So, having said all that, that is today's edition of Being Intentionally Creative. You will notice that I used 4 different markers. Again, being creative. And yes, that's it. That's all I've got for this video, this edition of Being Intentionally Creative. I'm hoping to inspire you. I'm hoping to get you thinking in a broader sense of what's possible from a creative standpoint. And we will build on things. We will work on building, and each video will bring you something a little different or something a little new, and most importantly, something to think about. Because when it comes to your creativity, sometimes you have to think outside the box in order to bring it to life the way you want to. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I have some subscribers, which is absolutely awesome. We're a baby video channel right now, which is totally cool with me. Like my other one, I will grow you one by one by one. And if nothing else, I hope you enjoy the video and walk away and get something out of it. Have a great day, be creative, and know that it's okay to step away from things for a little while to step into that creative zone that I know you have. Take care. Bye for now.